Manifestation is for the privileged. Hi guys, my name's Hiba. Today I'm going to be doing a bit of a freestyle video about manifestation. The lighting isn't amazing in this video, I apologise. The daylight just disappeared, so you're going to have background sound because I've opened the window to get more light in, and a picture of me and my sisters poking our heads out from behind a tree. Anyway guys, so I really wanted to talk about this. Basically, I believe that a lot of manifestation is for the privileged. There are people who are literally born with diseases. There are people in war zones. There are poverty. There's so many different difficult situations that people find themselves born into. And I'm a spiritual person, and I had a spiritual business, which I'm still running, but it's slowed down a little bit, but I'm going to bring it back. I did talk about manifestation in my business, and I did manifestation exercises and little potions you can make to kind of draw in your manifestations more. But this is meant to be seen in a light-hearted, goal-setting, fun way. I find that a lot of influencers and a lot of highly influential people writing books about manifestation, it's getting out of hand because the people who can't achieve their manifestations, it makes them, I know that it must make them so depressed and so down. And then when their manifestations don't hit, these are the two responses that people get. So if you don't find your manifestations coming through, someone will say to you, you've done it wrong, or you're trying too hard. But then in the same instance, they'll tell you to do a manifestation meditation every day for a month. And then they'll say to you, no, just set it and then forget it. Say what you want your manifestation to be and never think about it again. Another person will say, meditate on it. Another person will say, write it down. Another person will say, do scripting. And I have to be completely honest with you. I've manifested things in my life, and I've had so much privilege. One of my first jobs of my life, I styled Justin Bieber, okay? And I don't like showing off, but to emphasize to you the privilege that I had in my 20s, I'm in my 30s now, I need to let you guys know the privileges that I had. I grew up in an area where there was a lot of rich people. There were also not rich people, but growing up in central London, it's just like heaving with rich people. So my boyfriends ended up being rich. My friends ended up being rich. Their holidays, their family holidays was skiing and Monaco and private jets and yachts. And so even if I didn't have the money, my friends were doing it, or the people I was dating were doing it. So how is that manifestation? That is just my environment that I grew up in. Another form of manifestation is prettiness. My friends I think that everyone's beautiful in their own way. I will do a whole video on this. I genuinely believe people are beautiful in their own way. But my friends who are societally seen as like stunning and models and whatever, they have pretty privilege. They get, if they wanted, they could have free holidays. They get products sent to them. They get so many amazing opportunities, and it's not manifestation, it's just how they were born. So the way I see manifestation is almost like goal setting, positive thinking, having faith and hope, and writing down these goals and having them in your head. But I don't see it as something that you just magic. And I know that people will say, no, I never said it was just magic. But there's so much content on YouTube where people are saying, oh, I listened to this video, or I did this manifestation meditation and I manifested my dream business. Let's talk about business, shall we? My fashion business always made sales. I was one of the first businesses in the UK to be handmade selling online. How do I know this? Because I was in the top 10 businesses on ASOS Marketplace. ASOS is one of the biggest fashion brands in the world. I was the top 10 businesses of the new handmade independent fashion brands. And I was selling my stuff on Facebook before they had the buy button. Like, I was actually just taking photos of my sister wearing these clothes and they would sell. And I don't see that as manifestation. I see it as someone that had a hobby of sewing and thought it would be cute to take pictures of my sister wearing the clothes. If I didn't have a sister, would that mean that I won't manifest these photos and in turn not manifest these sales? Like, we've got to be a bit realistic here, you know? My first job styling Justin Bieber was because I was socializing in a scene of people who were like LA celebrities, high profile people. I got into that scene for two reasons. Number one, because I'm naturally social. I am introverted and I do isolate myself, but when I do put myself out there, I really put myself out there. I have a bit of a vibe about me where I just want to make friends with everyone. And so when I go into these environments, I'm naturally confident. And fine, I probably built that with time, but for the most part, I naturally was drawn to talking to these people. And so I got offered that job, and I only got offered the job because I went to the London College of Fashion. How did I get into the London College of Fashion? Because I worked hard and I studied and I did the exams. So, I mean, when I was on a private jet, I was talking to people in an expensive restaurant, in a posh restaurant, whatever you want to call it, where there were rich people, and I went on my own because I decided to go to cafes and restaurants on my own. And I met people there and they thought that I looked really cool. And that goes back to, like, if you have a sense of style, if people think that you're pretty, if people think that you're funny, these are all different factors that aren't manifestation, they're just who you are or what you've developed yourself to be. So they ended up inviting me on this private jet to Monaco, and I went to the Grand Prix and Cannes Film Festival with them. Might sound dodgy, but it really wasn't, because they were already going there. They already paid for this private jet, and they were a married couple, and I went with a group of girls and a group of married couples, a group of elderly people. It was like parents and kids, and everyone had like this party jet that was like crammed with people, and they were already like, I don't know, they were just rich, okay? So, and I didn't meet them through manifestation, I just put myself out there. My life started to shift at around 27 Club, and that's also when you have the dark night of, I always forget the name of it. I know it, I study it, but dark night of the soul. So 27 is around when you have your first dark night of the soul. I can do a video on that as well. And I noticed that I was getting PTSD from being bullied in my early 20s for having these opportunities. People used to call me a gold digger just because my boyfriends who pursued me happened to have money. I didn't care that much about money at that time because I was like a rock and roll grunger hanging out in Camden Market, and I just thought it was the norm. So maybe I manifested it because I thought it was the norm. Maybe if you think something is the norm, it manifests things. Sorry, I'm in a Muslim country, they're doing the call to prayer. Yes, maybe because my mindset was that this luxury and privilege is the norm is what manifested more of this towards me. But the only reason why I thought it was the norm was because of the environments I put myself in. My parents didn't put me in those environments. Well, I mean, they did from the sense of the area I lived in, but I chose to go out and make friends with those specific people. My sisters made friends with different people. Guys, my phone keeps glitching, so I'm gonna have to cut this one short. Ultimately, what I'm getting at with this video is I wanna explain to you guys that I just don't want you to feel bad if you feel like you're not manifesting things. It's about what I say in every single video pretty much. It's about small daily practices of improving ourselves, whether it's improving our health, our confidence, our skills, our mindset, whatever it is, through videos and actions and exercise. It's just about being proactive bit by bit every single day to slowly better our lives, and then it compounds, and next thing you know, you will be achieving these goals and you'll be closer to your dreams. But obviously that takes work, and this is what my video and my channel's about. So I will be doing more videos on this, of course, as always, but enjoy this short video, and as usual, sending you love, light and good vibes. Please don't forget to subscribe, and please don't forget to leave some comments and tell me what more you would like.